Everyone, and welcome back to the final part of episode 5 of 40k Roll Trader Fail of Sanity. This will be the last time you hear my voice for this because I'm unconscious.
Thank
That's
God.
fine.
I mean, so. Alright, back to Marius, Cornelius, and Claudia. Did you figure out what you're doing?
Yes. So the machine the machine trait doesn't affect the rounds. There's nothing in the rules of the
Sweet.
instruction or the description.
So you did 12 damage, and I have to make a negative 20 toughness test?
Yes. So whatever damage I did above armor and toughness, you would roll a negative 10. So for every point of damage, minus 10.
Oh, armor and toughness. Okay. Do you have how much pen on that? Is it the same as a regular bolt round?
Yes. So same as regular bolt rounds. So pen of
5.
5. Yes.
Very good.
Sorry, pen 4. Pen 4.
Pen 4. Okay, he fails his toughness test. So yeah, how much damage is that again?
An additional 2d10 without the benefit of armor and toughness.
Oh shit. Do it up. Seems ridiculous.
That's what the book says. And presumably the you're not gonna fail every single time.
It's pretty hard to not fail when you're taking...
True, that minus 10 or 20. Yeah, fair point.
Okay, so you blast into it. You were using your Melta too. Were you firing on burst with your bolt gun?
I would have fired so I didn't take a penalty. I would rather hit than not hit. So burst is flat 0, isn't it?
Yes.
So yeah, then it would have been a burst.
Okay, make sure you say that beforehand.
Yes.
From now on. So rolls your second damage.
Nine.
That one he does pass.
Awesome. And then I would fire. I'm firing my infernal pistol as well.
Okay.
Wait, how many weapons have you fired?
He fired his bolt pistol, which is a burst fire, round 2 rounds.
Yeah. Ah, okay.
And now he's firing his infernal pistol.
Okay, so those were 2 shots of the same gun.
Yes.
I was a bit confused there. I was like, wait, how many pistols does he have?
All the pistols. Nice. $16 damage with pen of 13.
Okay, it hits.
Awesome.
You blow a couple of... your first shot seems to do significant damage, and your second shot seems to do glancing damage, whereas your third shot penetrates through the entirety of the pillar, searing out a channel in it. The pillar still is hovering, but you can see malign energies sort of pooling inside of it to deal with this amount of damage that you've done to it, and the amount of fire that it's spitting out is now slackened off.
Okay, so it looks like we can damage it. That's exactly what's happening.
Yes, the expression of a stern office worker killing, I don't know, a big pillar of fleshy dusts.
Are you doing anything else, Marius?
No, that is my action over. I will hold my reaction in case I need to dodge.
Okay. It's been a minute, so I am going to remind you that Claudette asked you a question.
Oh, orders, of course. Yeah, sorry, I forgot over the break. Claudette, open fire.
Understood. So I held my action. Should I? Can I do that as he says it, or
I'm sorry?
how does holding my action work? Should I have given you a trigger? Like,
No, that would have been Overwatch. Holding your action just means that you're going to wait
Till
in
the
the
end
initiative
of the
order
right?
until some point in which you're like, okay, now I'm going to go. Now, if you wanted to interrupt, you have to give me a trigger condition. So, like when they come
Yeah.
through the door and stuff like that. But
Okay.
you're holding, which means that now every round you're going to go after Marius.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Okay.
So well, that's fine actually, because I didn't lose my turn in this round, this shot, because I still get one. So that's cool.
Is it INSA? Did I get it wrong?
No, sorry, I was saying hold moves you to later on. Delay is when you can take a half action later on. I didn't see interrupting the combat for this system.
Okay. Well, Overwatch is sort of like that, and delay is also like that. You take a half action to make a ready stance, sort of, and then you give me a condition. So, and that's how I run it. And maybe the book doesn't agree, but so like when somebody comes in through a door, or you're waiting for somebody to strike out, you're in like a Mexican standoff. You'd be like, well, if they go for their gun, I'm gonna hit them.
Is that you talking about Overwatch there?
Deathwatch.
Or delay?
Delay. Overwatch is like, I'm watching this field of fire, and anybody who enters it, I'm
Yeah, just
them.
delay and Rogue Trader. It says you can basically have a half action whenever you want, and the next turn you just say whenever. But I think your way makes more sense.
Cool.
So just I said like I'm waiting for orders, so I would assume as soon as I get my orders, I will take action. If that is
Do it.
before or after the pillar, I'll leave up to you, Biff.
No, you're
Okay.
after Marius. You're before the pillar.
Yeah. Okay. So so do I only have a half action now, or do I get my full action?
You're holding, so you get your full action.
Okay. I take aim and shoot at the pillar with my crude rifle.
Okay, plus 10 for the aim, and it's 20 meters away.
Well, that doesn't hit.
Oh, it doesn't hit. Yep, I see it now. Okay, so your shot misses. It is now the pillar's turn. You see the malign energies sort of focus, and dust sort of swirls up from the ground underneath it, and it starts to repair itself. Now, the organic bits don't come back, but the mechanical bits start to slither through and reconnect byways and power conduits and stuff like that. It doesn't repair very much of the damage that you've done, but it does repair some of it. And then it will lash out at you, Marius.
Okay.
Are you going to dodge?
I am going to dodge.
All right.
Success.
Okay. You dodge out of the way of its beam. It hits a bush behind you, and the bush just evaporates. A line of grass also turns to dust, and the dust starts swirling and making its way back toward the pillar. Top of the round. Cornelius, what are you doing?
I am just going to keep on loading the bolt gun for now. So, same action as this time. In fact, no, I'll semi-auto burst this time. I remembered we didn't count its fact they were at short range, so that's another plus 10.
Alright.
So, plus 10 for, well, I'm not aiming. So let's get the plus 10 for being short range, plus 10 for semi-auto burst. Is that correct?
You're right. Take a plus 20 for the size of it.
Alright, okay. So 40 total.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 4 degrees.
Yeah.
So that's 3 hits. Am I correct? Oh, no,
You took the negative 10 for full.
sorry,
full
I took
auto?
it the wrong way. Yeah, so it should be only 2 degrees of success.
Okay. Well, then that means that you hit with 2 rounds.
Yeah, I can only hit with 2 because that's the rate of fire anyway. So, okay, so that's the first damage that's there, and FYI, I've got organ grinder rounds as well.
That's fine. You got what you got.
That's the second damage. So, how much of that gets through?
He fails the second one.
Okay, and what was the damage again for organ grinder, Alex?
2d10.
2d10.
Also, you need to roll a d5 because you got Righteous Fury on your first damage one.
Okay,
Praise
that's
be to the
D10.
Messiah.
That's a d5.
Excellent. So you light him up with your bolter as well, and you've basically put the finishing touches on him, and it sort of collapses in a pile of amorphous skin that quivers and shivers for a bit, and then it lays still and starts to dissolve, leaving a framework of technology
Still
inside
only
a
counts
pool
as
of
one.
blood.
Still only counts as one.
Hasta la vista.
You see that more and more of these pillars start raining down, along with other, even more disgusting bioforms. And you see the Patriarch is now fighting a being that looks like a man, just slightly taller than any of you, wearing a cloak. And when he blasts him with a psychic energy, the cloak billows out, and you can see that this man, there's something wrong with him. Give me an awareness test at -20 for the distance and all the mayhem going on.
All
Would-
3 of us, right? Or just Cornelius?
Anybody who wants to be paying attention to it can.
Would we get plus 10 for anything for sight checks? Would that come into play here?
You're using your eyeballs. You get what bonuses you get. I'm just telling you the negatives.
You
Right.
said -20, yes?
Yes.
Wait,
I see nothing.
Hope.
Okay. Cornelius. This is not something you've encountered before. This is not even a man. His body is consistent of a horde of maggot-like things that has made the shape of a man. And you can see in its hand a scepter of malign energy billowing out from the end of the scepter. And he tries to hit the Patriarch several times, but the Patriarch dodges back. And then he shoots some beams from the scepter as well. When this scepter hits one of the geometric formations in the background, the whole thing melts instead of just the life form, instead of just like anything organic turning to dust. The very earth itself melts and congeals down into a liquid pool. You can see more of these creatures coming down, and then the Patriarch jumps back and looks to all of you. We must leave. We were overcome in this one, and it seems we still are.
Sounds like a good idea, Patriarch.
How is this musical timing so perfect every time?
Critical alert.
It's pretty
from
amazing.
You feel the same snapping of energies as the Patriarch moves you out of the image, and you see everything still as he moves you out of this memory, and the sand starts flowing back into the mural. This was the first time we had encountered the sleuth. Our world, as you've seen it, was not always as it is now. The barren landscape you now know it to be is all that was left. We have moved to other worlds, but this is where we were born, and this is where we shall stay eternally. The sloth will come to your worlds. They already have in many cases. They are an ancient race, older than even us. The old ones fought them and contained them, but what was known as the war in heaven broke their shackles. They've been rebuilding in the shadows of the galaxy. They are a threat once again.
That seems like a threat that the entire galaxy needs to confront together.
All Xenos unite against a common enemy. Guys, who's with me? No?
There are many threats like this one, and we must face them all. Each play our own part. It is my race's part. With your help, we may see this foe imprisoned again.
Indeed. If that would happen to Holy Terra, the Emperor protect. What would you have us do, Patriarch?
We need to find the prison. We know it to be located in an area of the Jericho Reach called, by your people, the Black Reef. Deep within these confines, this prison was made by my progenitors, the old ones, in a time before remembering. They are no longer, but enough is known to my people that we could perhaps seal it once again.
Very well, Patriarch. You have my assistance in this. I may I have my own goals and my own responsibilities to my crew, but I shall see that we shall discover this world for you.
I
And
shall
aid you
fight
where we
them
can.
here in the past and try to minimize their effect upon the Jericho Reach, as we have always. You must fight them now, in the present.
And
When you have
future?
found... In the future, we shall both fight them. When you have found their location, return to me. If you need help, return to me. And we shall do what we may. Time is of the essence. Daily I lose more people in this battle.
Indeed. We shall do all we can to aid fighting this dark menace. Any information or assistance that you can give us now would be... You say your people have travelled far and wide. Would you be able to perhaps impart some of that knowledge of the surrounding systems so that we may find our way to allies and share that information with Cornelius here? For he's the only one I trust to decipher this information.
I think, if I may, I'm the only one that can contain the information.
I will not argue with that one, Cornelius.
I believe I can do this, though your mind may rebel at this act. Do not be alarmed.
I suppose
Shall
theatrically,
sleep.
my mind... Sorry.
You will likely need to sleep for it to process the information. Keep in mind that what I give you is all knowledge, not your knowledge. Things will be named differently for you. Your perceptions of them will change, for how we see and interact is not how you see and interact.
Any information you can provide us to seek allies in this fight is certainly worth the risk of one individual. And I kind of look at Cornelius like I'm being deadly honest that it's worth the risk to him to save the galaxy.
Quite.
What are you gonna do, Cornelius? You gonna...
Yeah,
That's a
so... what I was going to say is, like, I suppose in the mine door, it's still kind of semi-closed, because I'm still a bit guarded, but at this point I'd completely open myself. Do what you will.
All three of the Patriarch's eyes fix on you. And then you stop seeing, but you perceive in your mind. And how you perceive is quite different. You see the stars laid out before you, as if from a distance, and you can zoom in on any of them, moving through shoals and waves of time and energy. Creatures float through this. And though they hurt your mind to look at, you feel the Patriarch's presence, reassuring and calm, knowing what is dangerous and what is not, as it makes its way from planet to planet, system to system, star to star, laying out a chart in your mind of places that he has traveled, things that he knows. And though it is scattered, you feel a surge of information crash against your mind and seep into it. And then you know no more as you lapse into unconsciousness. You see Cornelius fall, Marius and Claudette, and then the patriarch enters your minds once again. He is fine. His mind will need time to process it. When he wakes, you shall have the knowledge that you seek.
Very well, Patriarch. I hope to see you again soon.
I go over to pick him up.
I'm sure our paths will cross again. As it is foretold, and I kind of look towards the. I guess I don't need to gesture with my hands. He knows I'm gesturing towards the murals in the walls. We will. I will return when I have more information about the sleuth, or any information that can aid you fighting it in the past. I can see Claudette's now kind of picked up, or certainly helped his feet, Cornelius. And
I threw him over my shoulder with one hand.
Bear in mind, all the mechadendrites are dead weight as well now.
That's fair.
I'm careful though.
He wraps one of them round him like a scarf. Patriarch, do you have any knowledge of? I know you've been here fighting. Do you have any knowledge of the ship? Is everything okay on the surface with the rest of our crew?
Your people searched for you. As for your coffin in space, it seems that there was a problem, but it has been seen to.
Very well. Are you able to return us to the surface and our ship?
I can. Are you ready to leave?
May I spend a few more minutes with the murals and the images here? I wish to take despite the dangers, I wish to take a small step into my future to know what that holds. If you would be so kind as to guide me.
What is it that you seek in the future?
The security for coming generations and the rest of my family. To know that their place still remains at the Emperor's right hand.
Follow me, and you only.
I kind of gestured to Claudette that it's fine. Stay there with Cornelius and I
did
follow
hear
him.
that, right? The whole conversation.
You did.
Yeah, so I stay put. I don't even need the order.
Cool. I follow the Patriarch.
He takes you down towards the end point, but only about 3/4 of the way, and he stops in front of a shifting mural. There's no real constant on this one. You feel force beneath your feet, and he levitates you up towards it.
I let him. I don't fight it.
The sand shifts and ripples and begins to pour out of it. And before long, just like with the sloth invasion, you're in a different place. You're on your ship, on the bridge of your ship, but it's cleared of everything. There are no walls, there are no floors, there is only the hull and the throne that you normally sit on. You're looking into the vast depths of your ship, and you see Cornelius. You see Ionessi. Above Cornelius, you see a forge world, burning and malignant. Information, blueprints, binary code. You see all of this flowing from this malignant world into Cornelius's brain. And then you see it corrupting the areas around him, approaching you, INSC, and deeper into the faceless masses that hide further in the ship. For INSC, you see a single man, eyes torn out, the raw, muted flesh of his sockets still weeping blood, and his third eye open for all to see, baleful energies pouring out. He holds his hands forth, welcoming INSC into a circle of people like himself. In the middle of the circle is an altar wreathed in blood. The blood flows down past INSC's robes, and it begins to mingle with the corruption that seeps from Cornelius. Closer at hand is a shadowy figure that you dimly remember, an inquisitor named Adriel Quist. She holds out her hand, and in the other, the Imperial Double Eagle, wreathed in flaming holy power. But it seems, no matter how much you may try to reach out to her hand, that she is just beyond you, that something is keeping you away, and you look down to find wrapped around you distended vertebrae, almost like tentacles of it. And behind you, as you look, is an Eldar from which these vertebrae extend. Other appendages come out of his back. His feet do touch nothing, and he glides forward, settling one of his actual hands on your shoulder, leaning down and whispering into your ear. All that is before you is mine, for you owe me all. You are my possession, and I shall never let you go. And then the vision breaks. The sand roils back into the mural, and the patriarch floats before you once again. This is your struggle, Marius, traveler. Your dynasty will live or die by this struggle.
It's a lot of information to take in and much to think over. You know the reason I was here initially. I trust you can see that deep into my thoughts. How am I to confront such horror? And to, when I already owe him for this.
What you do is your decision. Will you enslave my people? That is up to you. I cannot influence that outcome.
The fact that I've listened to you for so long and we have discussed this, and you've shared with me your knowledge of the galaxy, I think you know my decision is not to send your people to a horrible fate at the hands of evil. Perhaps this is a journey I need to take on my own, and I kind of look towards Cornelius and Claudette. Perhaps this is a journey that we cannot we must come together to face, and put our individual wants and desires behind the good of the Imperium. I thank you for the vision. Although I now have more questions than I did before, it is certainly insightful to have this knowledge.
Do you wish to depart now?
I do. I think I've seen enough. The rest of my future will unveil as I step through it. I thank you, and if you could return me to the surface, that would be great. Thank you.
I shall take you to your shuttle.
Very well.
Stand near the other two.
I stand near the other two.
Is T2 Kilo still there?
Yeah? Do you want to talk to him?
Yeah, I will just, as we depart, I put my hand over my beak, and then I say in my mind, "Swift hunt, T2 Kila. May we meet again."
You feel that sort of time stretching out moment. And for Marius, it is a brief. 1 minute you're in the Hall of Tales, and the next minute you're in your shuttle, the Aquila lander this time. But for you, Claudette, that time stretches and then stops. And the patriarch, Teacher Kila, approaches you. He fills your mind. His power breathes him in glory. And in a powerful voice, you hear him cast your memories back until you see the time of your people's capture.
Does he just show it to me, or
He does show it to you.
so do
A
I see
time
it
of
from
great
my own
misery for
perspective?
your people. No, it's a slightly different perspective. It's watching from above your people being taken captive. This is a time of great misery for your people, and yet you do not even know the half of it. The Kroot have long been enslaved by one before they were enslaved by the others that have taken you. The greater good is a lie. They use your people for their ends and not your ends. And then it sort of pans back, and you see above the world a Tau fleet that is doing nothing to help your people.
Yeah, Claudette, she shows crude signs of anger, which would be typical, very like humans wouldn't understand. She starts to breathe heavily, like some veins start like pumping to the surface of her skin. Very untypical, like, and she's getting slightly flushed, and then she just says some curses in crude. And what more do you know? Show me.
Sorry, one second. Por El Taun Ukos. This is a name you must remember, for it is the prey you hunt. He has sold your people so that more of your kind can see what has happened to you and join his cause, which he twists for his own purposes. The ethereals have long known the control of those beneath them. They come from without, far beyond the reaches of this galaxy, and it is they who are pursued by what you call the Tyranids. This journey, however, I cannot aid you on. I have given you your prey. The hunt is yours.
As it should be. I thank you. Yeah, and that's it. It's just
I put the name in chat there for you.
Oh yeah, thank you very much.
And then time snaps back, and the patriarch is gone, and you're on the shuttle with Marius, Cornelius, and Haida. That will be the end of the session.
Okay.
Yes, that's a good way to end. Damn, so much information.
Damn.
So, Haida, you're having fun with your radio and stuff.
I feel like Johan needed to be silent that entire session to note everything down.
Yeah.
I didn't write everything down.
You should like skill into secretary a bit or something. I don't know.
Okay, everybody take 900 XP. And who do you want to vote for exceptional play?
Ross and Alex.
I agree with that.
We're allowed to vote for multiple people now?
Whoever gets the most votes will win.
Alex.
So 2 for Alex.
I'm voting for Philip, starting to see a deeper character from Claudette, now that we've actually had a chance to communicate kind of on the same level.
Yeah, we exchanged like what, 3 sentences or something?
Yeah, 3 sentences that we actually exchanged, but I suppose there's characters during that time it'd be
Yeah,
longer.
definitely.
Yeah, I'm also voting for Philip.
Yeah, we're definitely all closer together as a trio at least.
So 2 Philip, 2 Alex.
I think Alex is still to vote. So Alex, if you want to screw yourself, 100 XP, vote for
Well,
Philip.
to be honest, I was going to vote for Ross.
Okay.
Because of his fight against the.
See, I thought I was going to get minus XP this session for just how bad I am at withdrawn and quiet.
But I just had a lot of fun with the battle of wills and stuff, and also the bitch slapping the Iron Warriors was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
Well,
definitely
you saved
earned one nomination.
It would have been pretty rough for the ground team there if they were fighting the Slot and the Iron Warriors.
Yeah, I feel if an Iron Warrior showed up, we might have been in a bit more trouble.
You guys just told me all your lives. Don't worry about it.
We
They
don't know
have
that,
any
though.
idea.
I don't know that.
Yeah, no.
You're the only person who knows that.
No one's going to believe me if I tell them, hey guys, I killed like 3 Iron Warriors while you were down there. They're like, what are Iron Warriors?
Okay, so Alex and Philip, go ahead and take 75 XP per.
Okay, noted.
Thank you.
INSE, you've got to work on playing the negatives that you get.
I agree.
But otherwise, it was a good session. You all got 900 each.
Yeah. I feel like I have to finish my backstory.
I could use a deeper backstory from Claudette.
Yeah.
I've used what I've got, but Haida, maybe I just am not reading enough about it. That could be my fault. But I don't really know much besides the fact that you want to be a really good pilot and that you challenged Frank and you beat Frank
Yeah.
and now you're the pilot.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish it.
I'm gonna be the king of pilots.
The pilot king.
Well, I think me and Johan will have a good chat because I think we had quite a strong intersection idea, which might play well into the kind of stuff you've discussed as a GM this session. With my backstory, so that could help quite a bit.
Yeah, if you guys aren't comfortable with what I've laid out for you, you don't have to pursue it. And especially you, Cornelius, since I tried touching on your backstory more heavily, if that's not what you were picturing happening
you
to
hit
you,
the nail on the head.
okay. But if anybody ever has a problem with the direction that their personal arc is going, we could talk to. We'll do like a one-on-one, and we'll figure it out.
I think it was a really good use of backstories. It was really great, in my opinion.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that session. That was really
Yeah,
good.
I honestly didn't expect Tichu Kila like the way they were. It was really cool.
He is literally the native Indian storyteller.
Yeah.
He is our spirit animal.
And also, I didn't expect Warhammer 40k to ever get like on this kind of like scale. I only know from anime where we like battle in 2 different time zones, basically. Oh,
40k is crazy.
Yeah, but I don't know much about 40k. I only painted the miniatures, and that's not that crazy.
Yeah,
Depends what colors.
Yeah.
I used what's it called? I collected Tau, so I have a few crude and ghost suits and crisis suits and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sure. Scott, jeez, my video needs to be cut short, huh?
No, it's just last time you were moaning because we continued talking for a long time.
I wasn't moaning. I'm totally fine with people with
Yeah,
it being
no,
on the end of
I'm
the
happy
recording.
with it. I think it's good discussion.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone very much for watching. You don't get to see any more of the discussion this time because Scott is commanding me to turn it off. No, I'm joking. Join us for episode 6 where we'll continue and imagine, will very much be a board meeting episode. So yeah, hopefully that'll be quite exciting. And for Johan to do the catch up next time as well. So yeah, bye everyone.
Cheerio.
Episode 6, wow.